What in the world are people plugging cables into the top of their amps for, and when there's already a cable going to the guitar? What's happening?
It's like you turn your amp into a synth. It's like a little patch bow.
I thought it was I thought like an old-fashioned telephone operator. So
like that.
It's just like the patch cable. Like when you see those patch
Give me the sheriff.
Remember patch
switchboard operators.
Okay, so this is confusing to a lot of people, and it's a really simple thing, honestly. Right?
It's very simple.
Super simple. Well, again, so jump in your channels.
Yep.
What in the world is it? Is it for you? Why would you do this? We'll be brief. We'll be a little bit fun. We might get distracted and talk about movies that we want to see or haven't seen.
True.
Or all the fun stuff coming up. I first discovered this when I was a youngster, and I saw people doing it. I was like, what is going on? I don't understand. And they explained it to me. So you have in Marshall amps, in a lot of old Fender amps, but Marshall, let's talk about Marshall.
Okay.
Mainly for it. You have like those 4 little inputs, and
like a little square.
And you've got your 2 channels.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm gonna plug into this one and play my guitar. I'm gonna plug into this one. This one sounds different. Like, hey, I want both of them at the same time.
Blend.
Boom. And usually channel 2's got your bass. Channel 1's got a little more treble there to it. I love the blend. Johnny?
So you just plug into channel 1 on the, and then you plug the patch cable, the little tiny cable, like you do on your pedal board, on the number 2 underneath it, and then up to number 1 on the other channel. Now you got both channels and both knobs work. So you can dial in, on the bright channel or the normal channel or whatever you want.
And you can do this inversely too.
Yep.
And it's sort of and it gives you a little bit more of a push in one or the other, because it's like the soft.
Well, that's right, because you're sort of getting a little more gain because you're going through both sets of preamp tubes, from what I understand. So it's like cascading maybe is too big of a word for that, but that's essentially what you're doing.
Well, it is kind of, and let's talk about that, because I'm a 2-rock Bloomfield lover with the cascading gain and all. If you have a Fender Bassman, which I'm lucky enough to have a few older ones myself, if you play that and you just dime it out or something, or if you cascade out, that's the sound that these boutique amps you sort of going for.
It's amazing. It's loud. And now listen, jumping the channels is not going to give you like that crazy saturation anywhere near like the volumes you can get.
No, not the volume, but
as far as
when you put up to 8, there's something.
Now you'll be deafened. But I say go for it. It's fun. You only live once. But yeah, that's the deal. You get a little more.
It's really simple. Like now, is this for you? Let's talk about that real quick. I say yes for me 100%. I like it. I find when amps have that, once I've heard it, I need that a little bit. I want that bass. Jonathan, answer.
I have only ever had one amp that I did not enjoy it on.
Which
was
was that?
An old Fender Bandmaster head, like a 67, I think. And you can do it on all the old Fender amps that don't have reverb. If they've got reverb, there's like phasing issues apparently. But so if you got an old Tremolux, an old Bassman, an old Bandmaster, any of those heads, you can do this as well. And obviously the Tweed stuff. But there was just something about that amp. It was like
well, there's almost so much headroom in
buddy,
it. And, Well, speaking of the Tweeds, let's talk about the 57 reissued, the Deluxe. Does that have that built in, you're telling me?
I think it's got it built in on that amp.
It's what's weird, the way like you do the volumes, the 2 volumes on it, you can...
They interact.
It's awesome. It's such a fun amp. It's not the best amp if you just want to get an amp that can get dirty. It's a low wattage, it'll be great. And get dirty at a quiet volume. It's a loud little amp.
Dude, those are crazy loud.
It's this little tiny thing with the 12. You're like,
but I think a lot of people don't understand those the same way that like for years I don't think I understood Marshalls. That's why I thought I didn't like them. You know what I mean? Because the EQ and everything works so differently than like a Fender amp, right? And you'd think, oh, this is just like a Fender amp, and it is a Fender amp, but it's not the blackface that we all kind of think we know and love. It's different, and so you got to kind of play around with it a little bit. And it's funny on that amp, like it can get so loud, but you can actually crank it up, and the volume kind of does a weird saggy thing.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
If you haven't played one, go find one of their friends or go into a shop. The reissues that came out, God, probably 10 years ago at this point, but they're
really good.
Now, you can go back and like try to search this on like who started this. There's those rumors of like, Dwayne Allman and Jimi Hendrix. This is an organic thing that just happened from musicians figuring stuff out. It was not a thought out thing that was going to be done. It was originally done because like sometimes people would plug a microphone into one or have 2 guitar players playing, but then musicians just figured these things out. Leo Fender had no idea like people are going to want to dine these amps out and make them sound bad to where the distortion became the thing they were seeking. Like that was not the intention.
No.
No, and it wasn't the intention like for people to maybe do these channel jumpings, but it's like, whoa, once they figured it out, you can't stop musicians. We're weird.
It's cool it works that way. You know, I think people used to be more, they understood the inner workings of things a little bit more. Like you used to get, you know, old cars you'd have in your manual how to like adjust your valves.
Isn't that neat?
And now you got to take everything back to the dealership. You know what I mean? But so I think that there was just a difference in people's fundamental how they thought about things. Oh, let's screw around with this thing. Let's work on it. Let's see what happens if we do this. And now you like, no, I wouldn't dare do that. Don't touch that knob. I don't know. You know, I mean, it's just
I mean,
change.
It is neat. I'm not gonna say names. He's one of our dear friends. He's a fun customer. He lives and we ship him things and toys, but he's using an old like power supply. It looks like it's from the 1950s. And like one of the pedals wasn't really working that we shipped him. And he shipped it back and the pedal works fine. We've talked about it. We were sort of laughed about it. I'm like, man, you got to let us get you a power supply. That's not that. He said it has like a timer on it and everything, and like weird gauges. It's I mean, it's got that sort of yellow white color. You know, it's like something your grandmother would have in the kitchen, like to make sure the water was turned on. So it's I don't know why it reminds me of that when people are scared of touching it. It is. Sometimes it is scary. The two-prong things are scary to all of us still. It sounds like I've been shocked too many times in this game. It's now let's do the final question here. Is this right for you? Is this an amp that's right for you that does channel jumping? Is channel jumping right for you? It depends on what you want from an amp. If you're
just try it.
I mean, I'd say if you're a simple player, yes or no. Because you're like, what? What do you mean? Because like if you're simple and you run a few pedals, maybe, but it's a little confusing at first. You know,
I think it's just one of those things. Sometimes stuff like this, you do it because everyone does it. If you don't like it and you like one of the channels better than the other, do that. Like there is no wrong or right in this scenario. If you dig the sound of it, it is awesome because you can blend in whatever ratio of those two sounds you want. And I think you do get a little more oomph and maybe a wider, like a fatter, thicker sound. But maybe that's not what you want. Maybe that's not the right thing for the mix you're going for. Maybe that's not the sound you hear in your head. Maybe for whatever reason, one of the other ones just feels better to you. Do that. That's the right thing. That's the right
and
answer.
as I've aged, sometimes like the certain tonalities that I am attracted to have changed too.
Of course.
And it's not just because like the deafening of it. It's just like you get older, you want sort of smoother sounds sometimes.
Yep.
So I have to fight that inside of me and make sure like I do tequila shots or just drink a lot of sake just so I stay angry.
Sure.
And because I don't want to have like, I like this sort of smooth, artistic, rustic sounding.
No.
Like a nice aged scotch or something. You know.
I'm gonna get like the buzzsaw kind of thing all the time.
Sometimes you want that rat. You know, oh, that's a cool pedal.
Gnarly.
You know, it's weird. I like it. I feel like we met the person's sister who invented the rat.
Did we?
Came to the guitar shop.
There you go.
I think so. I'm pretty positive on that. Yes, I'm pretty positive. I could be wrong. I'm 90% sure on that one. 90% sure.
Let's just say yeah. Sure we did.
And if any of you have seen the movie Working Man out there with Jason Statham yet, let us know what you thought about it. We're excited about it, but we're on the fence.
But we also saw Beekeeper, so.
Yeah. I still love him.
Me too.
If you just take out a lot of that movie, it was just a waste of time, but.
Yeah, it's true.
I love every one of his other movies, sorta.
I just want the fighting and the one-liners and then the fight. That's all I want. I don't care about the rest of it, really.
Yeah. Because that dude's like, he's in his 50s. You know, he's still just kicking tail.
I just want to see, somebody attack him at the gas station.
Yeah, that was great. And that was in home front.
That's right. That's the.
I know that. It's the poor man's John Wick. Which but in some ways I like them better because it's so just fun and brainless, and I don't have to worry about like the lore,
anything, right?
Any of that stuff. So if you're a channel jumper, please share your experience with the folks below in the comments. Like this is the way I do it. If you've never tried it, like jump in there too, like ask someone, and hopefully you'll get some responses going there too. It's a neat, cool thing that's online community that can develop really quickly of helpful folks.
Nothing but helpful folks on the internet. Just great, kind, empathetic.
I still think that because I'm naive and
rational.
Shush. Click like, subscribe,
hit the bell.
Have tons of fun out there. Jump your amps to a lawnmower, an air compressor, whatever you feel like it. Just make it louder, make
whatever
it
works.
Peace be with you.
Goodbye.
We're all good.